Notre Dame 52, Florida State 3, and the Irish are 8-1, knocking on the door of the college football playoff. And Florida State is going to have a long plane ride home tonight. For Fighting Irish Preview and FightingIrishPreview.com, I'm Phil Houck, and this is That's a Wrap, brought to you by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. Remember, where you bank does matter. Well, in a game that you score 52 points, you know the offense did some good things, but I want to talk about defense. Notre Dame's defense just tremendous today. They had a stadium record 8 sacks. That's the most sacks by Notre Dame ever in Notre Dame Stadium. The all-time record for a game is 9. They did that on the road a few years ago. But 8 sacks today, 3 by Riley Mills. And they held Florida State to 10 of 24 passing, 88 yards, 208 yards total offense. Cornerback, nickelback, Jordan Clark, who had an interception here tonight, credited the pass rush for the success of this defense tonight. And he said, as he said after the game, he said, the boys hunted all night long. Yes, they did, with 8 sacks. That's tremendous. You know, on their first drive tonight, Florida State gained 75 yards. Okay, you know, we've seen this before in other games, as they, many times this year, but then Al Golden makes the adjustments. They shut things down. The Irish did. Well, that's happened tonight because FSU, the whole rest of the game, 75 on the first drive, the whole rest of the game, they only get 125 yards. And actually a lot of that yardage, about 50 yards of that, took place really in garbage time at the end of it. Notre Dame just slammed the door after giving up a field goal on that first drive. One other quote I wanted to talk about. Riley Mills was interviewed by us after the game, and he said, I think tonight, the defense, we brought the boom. It was kind of a moment of levity, but a lot of truth in that. That defense was taking names. 3 offensive stars tonight for the Irish. Let's go over them. Jadarian Price, 65-yard explosive TD run, 7 carries, 95 yards. He's the leading rusher for the Irish. He likes night games. He also broke a long one for a long touchdown the last night game here in Notre Dame Stadium. He played against USC last season. So Jadarian Price, a good game by him. Jaden Greathouse, I think, is really coming into his own as a receiver. He had 5 catches tonight, the most for any Irishman, 66 yards, playing very well. Explosive runner after the catch. A lot of those, 66 yards doesn't sound like a lot, but 5 receptions for 66, and a lot of the yards that he does get, he gets after the catch. He showed a nice burst of speed, some elusiveness, and some strength in his running ability. And then, of course, the third offensive player we're going to talk about, who else are we going to talk about? The player of the game, Riley Leonard. Wow. Not a great passing game, but good enough. 14 of 27, 215 yards, 1 touchdown. He was not great percentage-wise. He was hurt by a couple of drops in that percentage-wise, but no interceptions. Only 3 on the season. That's good. That's real good. And when you have that added dimension, and you know what I'm going to talk about now, that Riley Leonard has the ability to run the football, he's just magical running the ball. In the first drive of the game, a spectacular 35-yard touchdown run. He added another touchdown run later. A 6-yard variety. He now has 13 touchdown runs on the season, the all-time Notre Dame season record. Brandon Wimbush, 14. I think that record's going to go down. So the Irish moved to 8-1, solidly in the playoff race. We'll see where they go now. They were ranked 10th in the initial playoff ratings. They may stay there. They may move up 1. But they got to keep winning. If they don't win out, they probably won't go to the playoffs. That's all there is to it. Really, what they're playing for now, though, is they would like to move up into the top 8 so that they can host a first-round game. Next week, it's 5-4 Virginia on Senior Day here in the stadium. Virginia today beat a really good Pitt team. So look out, we'll start studying up on Virginia and find out what that game's going to be all about. But another winning program coming in here at 5-4 next week, Virginia. Thanks to everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe. Fighting Irish Preview is all over social media, and we've had a great team bringing you coverage today. Compliments to all of them back processing the photographs and taking the photographs and putting out graphics and other things for everybody to enjoy so that they can more thoroughly enjoy this Notre Dame football season. Thank you for your support, and thanks to Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, of course, for their support. For Fighting Irish Preview and FightingIrishPreview.com, I'm Phil Hauk, and that's a wrap.